hands full of passion, a heart full of grace, turning simple ideas into a...
Hi everyone, you're welcome to today's tutorial. In today's video, we'll be learning how to cut a handkerchief skirt. So with me here, I have 1 yard and 22 inches. That's what I have here. Remember, it's a crepe fabric and it has a lot of length, up to 60 inches. So if you are working with your own, if you are using Ankara fabric, I think you'll be needing up to 3 yards. And for this particular, so guys, the first thing I'm just going to do is to fold this is the yardage part, like this is the yardage. So this part, I have the 1 yard and 23 inches. So I'm just going to fold the yardage aspect like this, and I'm going to make sure that I arrange it properly. Then after arranging it this way, the next thing I'm going to do is to fold it this way, which is by the length of the fabric. And now it gave me this square shape. This is basically the fabric that was left after making a particular dress. Okay, so this is it. The next thing I'm just going to do, okay, let me place it this way so that it will be right-handed for me. So the next thing I'm going to do right now is to divide my waist measurements by 4. The waist measurement I'm working with is 29 inches. Divided by 4 is going to give me 7.25. So I'm doing from this part here. This part does not have any opening, but this part has just a single opening. This one is 2, this one is 2, but it doesn't have much opening. If you look at this part, it has a lot of opening, and this part also have a lot of opening. So we are not going to use these two parts. We are working with this part here. Now, that waist measurement divided by 4. I divide my waist measurement by 4 because this fabric, I folded it into 4, and this is the fabric that is going to pass around the waist part. Okay, so my waist measurement divided by 4 gave me 7.25. So I'm going to approximate it to 7.5 inches. So that's 7.5 inches. I'm going to keep marking it until I will get it. So here I have the 7.5 inches. So I'm just going to mark it. What I have from here to here, if it's the same thing that I have here. So here I have 5.2, while here I have 5 points. Okay, here I have 5.2, and here I have 5.5. So I'm going to make it 5.2 as well. Now, starting from this line, I'm just going to measure the length that I want. Now, for this part of it, that is going to have those triangles, it's going to get to my ankle. You understand? It's going to get to my ankle. While for the shorter part, it's going to be a little above, a little below my knee. So that part, I'm going to measure 23 inches. So starting from this line here, I will mark 23 inches. And I'm going to add, okay, it's already 24 inches, so I'm just going to leave it that way so that I'll use the remaining 1 inch for seam allowance. I told you that this fabric is a leftover fabric, so whatever I mark there is what I'm going to come here to measure as well. 24 inches. Now for this part, I'm not going to add anything to it, and I'm not going to remove. So I'm just going to cut it. So whichever way you are making it, so long you've gotten your short length measurement, the real measurements of the shorter part, you don't have anything to alter this part again. You just have to cut it that way. So I'm just going to cut this part. So here I'm just going to trim it. So since I marked 24 inches. So this part will still be like this, and this part will be like this. So I'm just going to open it up. So this is what I have. So you can see our handkerchief skirt is ready. So I decided to fold it back so that I can open this part. We are going to fit the zipper. But before I do that, there's something I want to share with you. To achieve this longer part, what you are going to do is that once you measure the full length measurement, that is the shorter measurement, for instance 20 inches, for example, you measure 20 inches as your shorter length. Come to this other side and measure the same 20 inches. So whatever measurement you use as your shorter length on the other side is what you are also going to measure here as well. Now after measuring it, just take your long ruler, place it across like this. Did you see what I did? Measure it all through. Now come to this other side that you measured 22. Place it like this. You are going to get your triangle part. I decided to explain this more better so that, because you may not use a leftover fabric the way I did, and this leftover fabric I use, it just hits it as if I planned this before now. So that is how you can achieve this part. So because I use 24 inches, if you check my own now, I use total of 24 inches on the both sides. If I should measure it, it's going to give me exactly that point here and there. So now, for you to know where you are going to fold this part, now we have only one opening here. This part where you have just one open, you are going to open one, not the two. So we're going to open one. We're going to open one like this. This is where you're going to fix your zipper if you want it to have a zipper. this is it. So let us cut the smaller piece of it. Now I'm going to repeat exactly what I did on the bigger one on this smaller one, so that you will understand it better. So what you are going to do is that you fold it into two. First of all, fold it into two, as you can see, then fold it again into two again. That is fold or fold, just the way you make your normal 360-degree flare. Okay, so after doing that, the next thing you are going to do is to determine your waist measurement divide by 4. I used 29 inches, divide by 4 gave me 7.25, and I'll approximate it to 7.5 inches. Now on this line here, I will mark, okay, what I have here is not up to 9 inches, so I'm still going to fold it again. So after refolding it, I'm going to retake my measurement 7.5, right? And I'm going to measure what I have here. Just place it like this. Make sure that what you have here and here is the same thing. So I will measure it. I have one. So basically, this part is not even up to what I want. So I'm going to, let me use this other side for it. To repeat what I did on the bigger one for the small one. So I'm just going to fold my fabric into two, like this. Just the same way you did to the smaller piece. So after marking it this way, you are going to mark the shorter length. It's not up to what I want, so I'm still going to fold it a little bit. That means I'm going to retake my measurements. I took 7 points. So I'll mark it this way. Now I'll take the shorter measurement the way I want it. I want it to be 9 inches. I'll add 0.5 inch for stitching allowance. I'll come to this part and also do the same thing. Since this fabric will not be enough, I'll just use the 9 inches the way it is. So I'll come to this side and remark the 9 inches, not 9.5 again. Now I'm going to take my ruler to connect a straight line. So you can see the points we have here. Just the same way we opened the other side, I'm going to open one piece. Remember, this part that has just one opening, not here that has 4 pieces, not here that has 4 openings, and not here that doesn't have any opening. It is this part that has one open. We are going to open one piece out of it. So here is the handkerchief effect. You can see it. So we're going to place it on the main one. So now I'll take it to my sewing machine and I'm going to place this upper one on this main one like this. That is the smaller one. I'll place it on the main one this way, and I'm going to stitch it all the way down. So right now I am done joining them together. You can see that they are no longer separate pieces. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take this the smaller piece, and I'm going to fold it to 0.5 inch inward and fold again. Then I'm going to stitch it all the way round. So right now I am done folding the edges of the small one and the bigger one as well. So just go ahead and fold it. The next thing I'm going to do is that let me pin this smaller one down on the zipper, the part I want to attach the zip. And I will pin it. Now I will take it to my sewing machine and I will start the stitches from here. You can see where the shorter one ends. So I've just started from somewhere here just to hold it in place. I'll stitch it down to this part. You can see. Okay. So after stitching, after hemming the small and this one, and after joining these parts together, the next thing you are going to do is to measure the waist measurements, the waist part round. So when I measured it, the total measurement of what I had is 32 inches. Okay, what I have is 35 inches. So I'm going to give it a little pleat so that I will arrive at 32 inches. So what I have now is 32 inches. So I'm going to cut a straight strap of fabric 32 inches by 5 inches wide. So this one is 5 inches for the width, and I'm going to measure 32 inches as well for the length. Now I'm going to take it on my sewing machine. I'll fold it in two like this, and I will stitch it all through. So right now I'm done stitching it. The next thing I will do is to bring the skirt, and I'm going to fix it on around the waist area. So I'm just going to fix it like this, place it here, and I'm going to stitch it all around. So starting from the band, I'm going to fix my zipper. So in order for me to really know where I will fix my zipper, my waist measurement is 29 inches. I will now divide my 29 inches by 2. I guess it's going to give me 14 and half. So I'm going to place it here like this, and I will mark the 14 and half. Now I will place the zip skirt.
A Dinglow, unique fashion and design. From nothing to something, I built my way. Every stitch I make has a story to say. With hands full of passion, a heart full of grace, turning simple ideas into a luxury space. A Dinglow shine, a Dinglow.